Hi, I'm Alfreda. Glad that everyone is here today. Thank you for coming. Thank you, Monica, for hosting this great event. Monica, are you going to go forward with your questions for me?
Hey, Alfreda, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so I'm just going to have everybody go ahead and just hear your story. I really want you to share it with us, your story, you know, you're speaking up for the voiceless and the journey going from collegepreneur to entrepreneur. But I really just want everyone to hear your story and how you've come to you know, to entrepreneurship, and then just basically your backstory. And then if you could just give us a few tips, I'm going to allow you just to go ahead and just take the floor and just speak to the audience. If you could just give us a few tips of what to do, or speak to our collegepreneurs, and also to the moms who may have some children who cannot express that they want to become entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for joining us, but I'm going to allow you just to go ahead and take the stage and share your story.
Thank you for this opportunity. As you guys can see in back of me, I was what you call a collegepreneur who turned entrepreneur. My roots stem from my father, who was a business owner, taking me around to show me the odds and the ends and the outs of business. He owned his own construction company in Miami. I was very young, so initially I was a little puzzled about, why does my father always want me to get in his truck and go to these various construction sites and, sort of like acclimate me or tell me about the ins and outs of business. Long story short, those nuggets continued to grow in me. And as I went through high school, I said to myself, I want to be like my dad. I want to own my own business. I want to call the shots. And if dad can do it, I can do it. It's just that my strategy was going to college first. My dad did not have the opportunity to go to college. He only went to the third grade, but he was very successful at his business. So one good thing is that I didn't fear being a business owner. A lot of people these days, they fear the thought, I can't do this. I can't own my own business. But my dad helped me get over that hurdle. My voice was silent all throughout college. I never really expressed my willingness to become an entrepreneur. I pursued my college degree. I got a business degree, went on to law school, became an attorney, and also I'm a nurse as well. I didn't tell people, didn't talk to people, because back then everybody, I want to be this, I want to be that, I'm going to be a successful engineer, I'm going to be a successful doctor, I'm going to be a successful lawyer. But deep down inside of me, I knew something was a little different from that storyline. I knew that, yes, I may become a lawyer one day, or I may open up a restaurant one day, but I knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur. So, long story short of that, once I took my first interview for a job position, a law clerk at a law firm, that's when my voice got louder. It had been silent for so long through college because I feared people would say to me, you don't know anything about business. Why would you want to go into business? You can just go work for a firm. You can do those types of things, but that's that's not what I felt on the inside. On the inside, I felt that I would see that name on the door of an office, and that name would be my name. So in actuality, I was what I call a collegepreneur, now entrepreneur. So I went into my first interview. My voice came out. It came out for the first time in years. And I told the gentleman, it was a prestigious law firm here in Washington, D.C., very prestigious law firm. Most people who got into the law firm wanted to matriculate, to become associates of the law firm, become partners with the law firm. But I decided that this was going to be a means to an end for me. So I went into the job interview and I told my later to be boss that you have got to hire me. You have got to hire me. I need this job because I need to save some money because I'm going to open up my own law office one day. Who does that? Who does that? Why would I have gone into an interview knowing that the odds of me telling them that I probably won't be staying for any long period of time, why would they hire me? But I didn't care. For the first time, my voice became the loudest that I had known in years. He believed in me, I guess, because he later hired me. He later hired me, Monica. So that's my story moving forward. I've had the opportunity to, as a nurse, become owner of a group home, assisted care home for the elderly and the mentally challenged. I did that in the state of Maryland. I've gotten many and numerous licenses over the course of my law practice, which I opened up in Washington, D.C. In the late 1990s. I was still in my 20s when I opened up my law firm. I had no fear because I knew that this was where I was supposed to be. I just knew it. And even throughout the 2 years of being at the law firm, I would tell people, they would ask me, what are you going to do? You're going to, stay here. You're going to try to matriculate, become an associate, become a partner one day. And I said, no, what are you going to do? I'm going to open up my own law practice. So they would laugh at me, sometimes to my face and sometimes behind my back. And how's she going to get clients? She doesn't know anything about marketing. How's she going to get clients? She's just going to open up a law practice with no clients. But in my heart of hearts, I knew that that day would come and I was ready and I saved all the money. And I'm glad I did because things happened the way I dreamed that they would happen. Also, I had the opportunity during the course of my tenure at the law firm, my pastor at my church, he referred me to a radio broadcaster here. She was the #1 radio broadcaster in Washington, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. And I met with her and she said to me, she says, come on and be on my show. That was my turning point, not knowing it at the time, but that was my turning point. I was invited to the show one Saturday. At that time, I pretty much worked every day during the course of 7-day week at the law firm. We were very busy, very successful law firm, very busy. So I told my boss I would be gone for a few minutes on a Saturday morning. I had to do an interview. I went to the interview. Now, this woman had what she called a love club, but she never had attorneys. She just had doctors, different other businesses and entrepreneurs, small business owners that she would feature and shout out on her show every week. But she had not had a lawyer. And she had me come on her show. She interviewed me. That day, the phone rang off the hook. The engineer of the radio broadcast had to be brought down to answer the phone. I had over 250 calls of which 100 of those 250 actually became my clients over the years. Some initially, I talked to all of them. Some didn't need me right away, but they kept my number over the years, and they would call me 2-3 years later saying, Miss Fuller, I didn't need you then when I heard you on the broadcast, but I need you now. So it's amazing, how the dream became a reality. So what I had to do is I had to make a decision very quickly. What am I going to do? I work for someone. So that Monday, I took my boss in that 2-week notice, and the rest is history. The rest became history. Everything worked out. The clients started referring me other clients, and then I went into a marketing scheme during that time to market myself in various different venues. So in collaboration with the efforts of Monica's attempts to reach out to the community, to reach out to moms, featuring, messages as well to mothers, I would just admonish you to don't not try to instill in your kids or the fact that, yes, I do want you to go to college. Not everybody is going to go to college. You may take on a trade. Support that child, that boy or that girl. Support them in every way that you can. But also, if your child has spoke about becoming a business owner, or there's someone else in the family, or it could be their dentist, their doctor, the person that does their hair, and they start telling you that, Mom, Dad, I want to be that barber one day. I want to be that dentist one day. I want to be my own boss. Don't start diminishing their dreams. Encourage them, because their dreams can become a reality as they did for me. So I encourage you, moms and dads, you parents, to please, get behind the thought processes of your kids. Try to find out early on, as early as possible, about what they want to pursue, what they desire to become, and just be there for them. If you don't know anything about business, I'm sure someone in your family, someone in your community, someone can reach out to them. You can introduce them to someone and say, hey, can you say something to my child? Can you mentor my child? Can you spend 5 minutes with my child to tell them, how did you do this? How did you become a successful entrepreneur? Give them that nugget that I'm sure will grow and blossom into something great one day, as it did for me.